Yo, this is Afro, a.k.a. All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay bomb.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Built for This Network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRap B. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, family and friends. I'm your minister of wellness. Relieve anxiety with these 5 herbal supplements. And sometimes we have to laugh to relieve some anxiety, amen. I mean, it's a culture, wicked nation we're living in. So, hey, while we can find some things to laugh and joke about, brothers and sisters, to relieve the stress and anxiety we all have, I believe that's beneficial to do so. So, of course, conventional medicine, the death care industry, the wicked satanic industry, they have their treatments for anxiety, but, you know, they require synthetic drugs, sorcery, and they have dangerous side effects as the most common mental disorder that affects all ages, and that is anxiety. Potential natural treatments for anxiety or of great interest to many. This is very common. And now they're prescribing baby psychiatric drugs based on anxiety. So for those of you all who prefer some natural remedies over modern medicines, and studies have found that they are likely to react positively to herbal medicines, here are some powerful herbal supplements that can help relieve anxiety symptoms. We have passion flower, which has a long history as an anti-anxiety natural medicine. The remedy, as well as remedy for pain relief and treatment for sleep problems. Because, of course, if you're sleep deprived, that adds stress. And it's still used today as a natural remedy for nervousness and anxiety. As a matter of fact, there was a study published by the Journal of Clinical Pharmacy and Therapeutics showed the efficacy of passion flower against a prescription anti-anxiety drug. And it found that it was the herbal extract was just as powerful as the psych drug. This popular psych drug, it was just as powerful. But of course, when you do things the natural way, you don't get the dangerous side effects. Kava lava is a traditional drink. That's number 2. It's a medicinal plant used by many cultures for centuries for its anti-anxiety properties. Kava is also consumed to help improve sleep, and is made from a plant. It's made from a plant called Piper methysticum. Kava is known for its efficacy in relieving anxiety symptoms without sedation, meaning it can calm you down without being mentally impaired. That's what the death care industry do. They treat a symptom here, symptom there, and they destroy you here, and here. Its active ingredients, cavalactones, work in many ways, such as reducing inflammation and increasing GABA. Remember, GABA is a neurotransmitter that controls feelings of anxiety and fear. You have to eat right, brothers and sisters. You have to get off the satanic American diet. The diet that people eat in this nation is of the devil. Oh, how you gonna say that it's evil to eat a certain way? It is. It's evil to eat a certain way. Yes, it is. It is. It's evil to eat drugs that destroy your brain, destroy your heart. They put in aborted fetal tissue in the food. Now, yes, it is evil. The food and meat industry is evil. If it wasn't, then we wouldn't have all these diseases. I will not bring upon you these diseases if you obey me. Come on now. We have to use common sense, brothers and sisters. I don't have time to sugarcoat. The neurotransmitter is normally present in the brain, but decreases due to certain brain disorders, such as generalized anxiety disorder. You don't want GABA to decrease in the brain. You don't want that to happen. And Kava Kava helps with that. I have 3 announcements, very important, that I have to go over in every single video in the month of October. Just bear with me because we have new people listening to these videos each and every day. My last event is Saturday, October 31st. Saturday, October 31st, 10 a.m., 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, Center for Divine Love Church, St. Louis, Missouri. 2 ways to attend this event. In person, if you're coming in person, I love to see you. That's highly recommended. Way more powerful than live stream, but you have to register. Femalecastration.eventbrite.com. Anybody that wants to attend or that's coming with you has to register their own email, femalecastration.eventbrite.com. For the private live stream, it's easy. I just need you registered for the daily recipes Monday through Friday. I just need you on my general email list. I send out recipes Monday through Friday, Friday desserts. That link is in the description box and pinned comment section. Do not register at femalecastration.eventbrite.com unless you are 100% sure you can attend in person. If not, as long as you're getting the emails for the recipes Monday through Friday, you will be sent the private link to view the live stream. Get your organic sea moss and your astragalus in my immune support herbal extract. These are the 2 most popular. It's very important for me to announce these. The reason why I decided to find my own high quality and slap my label on it, which I'm very careful about doing, is because by my research that most of the stuff out there that you may get for cheap is fake. Organic, heavy metal tested, the Minister of Wellness label and approved. Get as much as you need for yourself and your loved ones. TheMinisterofWellness.com, TheMinisterofWellness.com, 888-847-8026. You need help placing an order. Any questions, comments, or concerns, 888-847-8026. And then lastly, this is the last month I'm doing health coaching, October 2020, and I'm going to try to take off from health coaching the rest of the year. So get your health coaching in this month so I can help propel you through the rest of the year. Also, free assessments are available if you need to just have it. You just have a few basic questions to ask or things about the online store was best for you. Free assessments, 888-847-8026, health coaching and free assessments. Ashwagandha, that is a Ayurvedic herb that has been getting increasingly popular in recent years as a treatment for stress and anxiety. It's been studied numerous times for the efficacy on relieving anxiety and has been shown to be just as effective at benzodiazepines. That's a class of prescription poisons for anxiety that have dangerous effects to health. Cannabis CBD oil has been reported as an effective natural remedy for a number of conditions, particularly anxiety, pain, depression, and sleep disorders. CBD is an active ingredient in the cannabis sativa plant, commonly known as marijuana. Don't smoke weed. Don't smoke weed. Stop smoking weed. If you're a weed head, you need to stop. You need to watch my videos on smoking weed. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you whine. If you leave your stupid comments trying to defend the uses of weed, I'm not going to accept them on my channel. Keep that garbage to yourself. I'm not going to support smoking plants, but I do know it is a plant and it can have some medicinal purposes, and the medicinal, correct, conservative use of CBD oil, I have no doubt that it could offer some health benefits, but I'm never going to be in favor of sitting there smoking plants. Due to marijuana's reputation as a psychoactive drug, many people are concerned about CBD as a natural therapy. However, the psychoactive properties of marijuana come from its other active ingredient, not CBD, tetrahydrocannabinol. That's a non-psychoactive compound, meaning it does not produced a high associated with THC. And then last, we have St. John's Wort. That's a herbal medicine mostly recognized for its use in treating depression. In fact, it has been used to treat depression in pets. In some parts of the world, however, it is used as a natural remedy for anxiety and sleep disorders. While many studies have established the efficacy of St. John's Wort in the treatment of depression, several studies on its anti-anxiety effects have shown varying results. The medicine foods of God, or his medicines, because all herbs and essential oils and so forth are not food. So his natural medicines have been proven time and time again to be effective therapies with little to no adverse effects. However, regardless of their efficacy and the level of your anxiety, always consult your natural practitioner. Find one in your area first before trying any supplements. Call Dr. Asia Muhammad if you have any trouble with finding a natural practitioner in your area. Dr. Asia Muhammad, 314-409-8834, 314-409-8834. Dr. Asia Muhammad is a naturopathic doctor here in St. Louis. She and her sister, they are the only sister naturopathic couple or partnership in the whole world. 314-409-8834. Dr. Asia Muhammad, St. Louis, Missouri. She does take clients outside of the city, all throughout the world. TheMinisterOfWellness.com, TheMinisterOfWellness.com. I have a powerful anti-anxiety herbal extract. So if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, I have a herbal extract just for you that contains numerous other powerful herbal medicines for your brain. I also have a mental health herbal extract. And then the DHA EPA is also excellent. Of course, if you're suffering from sleep that's contributing to your anxiety, I have an herbal extract for that. Matter of fact, brothers and sisters, I have 30 different herbal extracts. So go to theministerofwellness.com, get the books, DVDs, and the powerful herbal extracts you need to reverse whatever is going on with you. If you're overwhelmed, get a free assessment. Questions, comments, concerns, free assessment. Call 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026. Get your free assessment, 888-847-8026. Go to Facebook and search for I Can Be Healthy, I Will Be Healthy, I Must Be Healthy. Join our online community. I'm also on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me on all social media platforms. The more you follow me, the better. The Minister of Wellness. And if these free videos are helping you, please give. TheMinisterOfWellness.com/give. Go there, make a tax deductible donation to Ministry of Wellness, Inc. I have lots of ways you can donate and be a blessing listed on that page. Check out the description box and pinned comment section. Also, the Most High will richly bless you because those donations are helping me to reach and save lives. I know you can, and I know you will live a long life in excellent health because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
What's up? This is your man HRap coming at you live and direct. Before I start my show, I want to start it off unusually today. We always see things, I call it trauma porn. You see people getting shot, you see people getting stabbed, beaten, harassed by the police, and for whatever reason, people don't handle it the way I would. Let's just put it that way. Most people don't handle these things the way I would, and what I'm going to do is allow you to listen to a clip from a Walgreens here in Chicago, Illinois, where this young man who's a frequent customer at Walgreens is getting harassed. He's getting harassed for no reason at all, and then I'm going to start the show from that point. Please listen. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I want you to hear this. It was important for me to let you hear this. Here it is.
Sorry, can you explain one more time why you're telling me to leave?
Yeah, the security guard said that, I'll turn my camera on too.
Yeah, okay.
So the security guard said he I don't know why he does not want you here, so we can go talk to him if you want to.
Yeah, let's go talk to him. No, how did you approach me at first, though? What'd you say?
I said, what's up, man?
No, you didn't. What'd you say?
I said, hey, what's up, man?
No, what's the first thing you said?
I don't know.
You said, hey, man, you gotta go. And then I said, why?
No, I said, hey, what's up, man?
No, you gotta record it?
Yeah.
I gotta record it as well. fucking ridiculous, man.
Right here.
What's up, boss?
How you doing?
What was that?
You just walking around. I don't know what you're looking for.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm looking for? I'm clearly looking for something.
Well, why you
That's. Is there a problem with me walking around?
Yeah, you look suspicious. Yeah.
What about me looks suspicious?
I mean, you just walking around.
I'm walking around. I'm literally walking around.
So.
I'm looking for a specific cat food. I'm looking for a lint roller, and I'm looking for a soup that I want.
A soup.
And I'm also looking around for stuff that I want to get. I got a flight tomorrow, and I'm looking for shit I could travel with.
Okay. It's up to you. Okay, let me see what. Come here for a second. Let me call somebody to help you.
I don't need help. Who are we looking for? Let's go talk to somebody, because I come in here every day. I live right down the street. You want to see my address?
Yeah.
You want to know where I live? You want to see where I live too, right? Okay. Yeah. You're just choking up right now. You hear this? It's 2 blocks away. Hey, do I come in here a lot? Do you recognize me? Yeah. I come in here every night.
Okay.
And you're saying I look suspicious? And you're telling this cop here, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things he could be doing right now.
Yeah.
But you got him asking me.
He was here already.
And you're telling him I'm suspicious?
When you're walking around,
You look suspicious watching me as I'm trying to shop.
I'm doing my job.
You're not doing a good job at it. Now tell me why I look suspicious.
You just walking around and not buying.
Like a normal person.
You came the first time.
Literally a normal
You
person.
came the first time.
Yes.
You didn't buy nothing. You just.
That's okay. That's alright. What are you looking at me like that for? Alright, who are we going to? Who do we need to talk to? You say you need to talk to your manager. Where?
I'm doing my job. That's the only thing I'm doing.
I don't think you are.
I'm not doing that.
Because you're telling me that I look suspicious walking around the store, and I'm clearly... So what? This is a store. So what, sir? What are you sitting there looking at me like that for?
You could record me. I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing my job. That's it.
And your job is to point out people that walk into the store and say they look suspicious? You're going to tell these cops here that I'm suspicious, walking around like... There's a lot of people walking around, just walking around. Am I the only one that looks suspicious?
No.
Well, who else did you point out? Who else did he point out to y'all? Nobody? So why are you approaching me, asking me why'd you tell me I gotta go?
Because he told me that you have to leave.
And why'd you tell him that I have to leave?
Why? Because you came the first time. I didn't see you buy nothing. I'm seeing you from walking this out here.
So what? So what?
I'm
on the rewards team here. I spend a lot of money here, and I come here every night around this time after I get off of work. So what?
Okay, I don't see you. I just see you walking back and forth.
What are you gonna do? You gonna let him keep shopping?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What do you mean? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I said, go ahead and shop.
So you're good to go, man.
What's so funny?
I'm not laughing.
I'm not laughing.
Go ahead, man.
What's the chuckles about?
Who's chopping?
Nobody's laughing.
My camera went off. I'm not laughing at anything.
Because I don't think this is funny, bro.
Nobody's
it's not
laughing.
funny.
I said you're good to
Nobody's
go.
laughing.
He said you can shop. You're good to go.
Like, this is some bullshit, bro.
No,
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is some bullshit, bro.
Welcome back. This is your man HRap. This is the End of the Bench podcast. As usual, you can catch me on Spreaker, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you download your podcast. As I do every week, I salute the members of my family who are here, and both are here and has transitioned. The Whitmores, Pollards, Turner, Smith, Battle, Cotton, Bailey, Crisp, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncans, and you already know I am a Williams. Thank you for tuning in. it has been an interesting week, and that clip was an extremely interesting situation as well. The reason I played that clip is it is a perfect example of what we have experienced as a community for at least 157 years consecutively. But this is the reason I played that clip is I am troubled by the prevailing thought by people in my community thinking, well, they think it's going to get better. I don't. I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm quite the optimist, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to play that to let people know that because we have new leadership in the White House, when we have new people, you're going to get the same flavor because this is something that is baked into the lexicon of American behavior. You had a person with an accent following a person, which I'm going to assume that this person is potentially a person who migrated here. He's following a person who was born here because he has very little respect for him and people from his culture. People may look at it different. They may holler out, well, I don't see it that way. And that's cool, man. Nobody has to agree with me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But it's just awful strange that walking around a store at this point makes you suspicious looking. I'm going to say it again. Walking around a store makes you suspicious looking. We are in a situation to whereas we're being attacked from all sides. And you can, again, disagree if you like. But you just heard a perfect example of a person doing something that is being done every day, all day throughout the United States of America. This guy didn't have the courage to walk up to him and ask him, like most traditional cowardly security guards, and say, hey, do you need some assistance? He literally called the police, which is, at this point, being a black man in the United States of America, somebody calls the police on you, it's an act of terrorism. Am I being extreme? No, I'm not. Because everybody in America saw George Floyd. Everybody in the world saw George Floyd. Just about everybody in the world saw George Floyd get choked out. We've seen Tamir Rice get gunned down in 4 seconds. We've seen Philando Castile get shot in front of his child. And we've seen countless other black men and women throughout the United States of America get their lives taken by the police department. We saw Laquan McDonald here in Chicago with the cowardly mayor hiding things, and now he's potentially going to be in the cabinet of the new president. So when you call the police on a black man in the United States of America, you have unofficially threatened his life. You have, again, unofficially threatened his life. And if you don't understand that, it's really not us with the problem, is you. And that contributes to my issue at the end of the day. What is wrong? Let's just say what he said. I'm just doing my job. So, what if the young brother would have returned and said, well, let me call ICE to check your papers because you have an accent. And my job as a citizen of the United States of America is to uphold all the laws. And if you're undocumented, you need to be removed. And put him under the tyranny of the current regime who hates people who migrated here. See, people don't think of us like that because for whatever reason, people don't think of us as human beings. And we know the reason. They've been socialized to think that. But we are in a situation to whereas people could treat us like trash and we're expected to forgive them. Because you should be bigger than that. You should let that trauma go. But we can't let the trauma go with things like this happen. The question in hand is this. If I found that clip, I bet you most of my friends and family members, shout out to the people in the chat room, shout out to the background listeners, I apologize, but I'm fired up already. I bet you most of my friends and family here in Chicago, and most of my friends and family in the Midwest. And no matter where you are in the country, I bet you didn't hear about that. But in the event that somebody from my community fractures a law, breaks a rule, jaywalks, gets loud, it's on national news. It's a real story. It's a story that leads off the situation. Or if a cop does something like save a cat from a tree or standing outside dancing, you want to show me the good cops versus all the bad ones that are out there. But you don't want to show the harassment of people from my community, and men in particular. Not saying that women don't get harassed, because we know who Sandra Bland is. She mysteriously died at the behest of the police department at a police department in Texas. But for all you guys who are listening, and you assume, hey man, it ain't that bad anymore. It's getting better. Trump's out of office now. See, we ain't got to deal with this. Yes, you do, because in the event that I'm wrong and things are going to get better, and we're not going to have to deal with the racists and the bigotry and the discrimination, that's not going to change overnight. If you've been watching the news, they put on a farce again today and yesterday about the Supreme Court shot down another attempt at Trump's attempt to stay in office. The fact that it wasn't a unanimous decision makes me go, see, this is some nonsense. And we're going to be ready for some more of this foolishness. See, when you are in a fight against something that's wrong, you should be loud and proud. You should never stop beating the table until it is eradicated or squashed or to the point where you can't see it anymore. I'll give you a vulgar example. If you had rats and roaches in your house, you wouldn't just kill the rats and roaches you see. You would call an exterminator and get rid of all the pests and rodents out your place. Because you know, if I just kill the ones I see, there are literally potentially millions or hundreds of thousands or dozens of rodents and hundreds of thousands of pests in your house. You would just go, okay, I mop the floor. The roaches are gone, and rats don't like the smell of bleach, and I'm cool. You wouldn't do that, and you wouldn't anticipate it being gone. Even after the exterminator leaves, you wouldn't be like, okay, I'm cool. You would still diligently clean your place and hope to eradicate all those rodents and things of that nature. Hate, discrimination, bigotry works the same way. It's the same filth. So if you are going to relax and assume that things are going to get better just because they got an outward bigot out of the office, when the last time you heard Nancy Pelosi's voice? Okay, I didn't think so either. Well, and then people are going around patting Mitt Romney on the back. Mitt Romney is the same dude who stood next to Trump for most of this. He stood silent because being silent is complicit. Again, to use another vulgar example, if you saw someone being sexually assaulted and you don't kick that man off that person, off that woman, you may as well help them. So all your politicians, the Democrats that are supposed to be on your side, who not speaking up right now, you do understand they are against you. See, the thing is, they can't be outwardly against you because then you'll ruin them. I will always say this. I will say this as long as it counts. I won't say always. I'll say this as long as it counts. Almost 81 million Americans voted against Donald Trump, but almost 80 million Americans voted against Donald Trump, but almost 75 million voted for him. When you are dealing with those kinds of numbers and you're on the bad end of that, you're looking at a situation where you're nowhere near out of the woods. Oh, this is the most people that ever turned out. But guess what? Donald Trump received the second most votes in United States history. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's an alarming amount of people who support bigotry and hate. That does not mean you're out of the woods. That does not mean any of that. I consistently watch people like Paris Denard. I consistently watch people like Candace Owen. I consistently watch what's my man named Scott, Congressman Scott, and other people who look like me support this man, and they want to throw up HBCUs and criminal justice reform. Another thing they insult us with is with poverty reform. Oh, well, we were trying to get people to stop from being poor. We changed the criminal justice, and Donald Trump did this for HBCUs. First of all he did was extend a bill that Alma Adams wrote quite some time ago. Wipe that off the books. Please stop insulting me like that. The second thing he did, what they give him credit for, is criminal justice reform. Just because you know some people that went to jail does not mean most black people go to jail. Just because they saying, 65, 70% of the people in jail look like me and you. You know 10 times the people that are in jail or have been to jail than you do have not. Most people that you know get their ass up and go to work every day. You know how? Because we all sit around when we get home from work complain about those jobs. Yeah, we all got that one cousin, that one uncle, that one homeboy that just can't stay out of jail. But you also got 65 other relatives to that one. For every 5 people that you know consistently going, they're helping the recidivism rate in the state penitentiaries and the federal penitentiaries, you know 65, 75 people who don't. So I'll tell you that to say most people that look like me and you don't go to jail. 44 million of us. It's not 44 million people in jail. Ain't been 44 million people in and out of jail that look like me and you. So when they tell you, oh man, we doing this for criminal justice reform, that's not helping me. They talk about poverty. Believe it or not, what people consider the poverty line, we not crowded there either. We're not holding it down at the damn welfare offices. Other people are. Because we make way and we make do. So it's insulting when you say black people go criminal justice, poverty, HBCUs. A lot of us don't go to HBCUs either. And to take credit for HBCUs is like taking credit for unemployment too. Something that the last 2 presidents had to do too. Bush had to kick in unemployment and stimulus. Obama had to kick in unemployment and stimulus. Now he kicking in unemployment and stimulus. You gonna give him credit for that too? See, these are the things that make me. This irritates the hell out of me. You know, and that example I gave you earlier in the show, where the young man is just walking around the store. I'm not afraid of the Proud Boys. I'm not afraid of these neo-Nazi groups and all these hate groups, because you know what I've never seen in my lifetime? I've never seen any of those groups in my lifetime. Maybe in the 40s or the 30s or the 20s, maybe even the 50s, come up into an urban area and try to get busy. I'm not saying that my brothers and sisters that live in rural areas don't count, but I'm just saying. You can scare people and they can use this. See, this is why, again, I continue and consistently request that y'all continue to support the program, the network, and everybody else here on Spreaker. Because we must remove all sensibilities that are provided by the CNNs of the world, the MSNBCs of the world, even though sister what's her name, Rashida Jones, not Quincy Jones' daughter, same name, different person, just took over MSNBC. Hopefully she provides better content. And because our sister Rashida Jones just took over, and shout out to her for doing that. Rashida Jones just took over the top cop spot at MSNBC, so maybe we'll give him a shot. But by and large, the MSNBCs, the Fox, and this new network that's starting to outlie Fox, because see, what you were not told by the MSNBCs, the CNBCs, the CNNs, the Foxes, and all these, this entire farce over the last 4 years was not so this man could be the president. He did this to jumpstart the network, and what he did was take the veil off all the racism and wickedness that was going on in the country. But you don't hear that story. You have to look for that story. We must stop participating in that foolishness. Believe in statistics. See, the most crippling thing to me is this. When I hear my sisters and brothers say, the media out to get me. They trying to lie to me. See, you can't trust the media. And then they repeat something that same media said about their brothers and sisters and believe it. Black on black crime. Black people always hurting each other. Blah, 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 blah. Human beings hurt human beings. This is a time. This is I don't even want to I almost call it a time-honored tradition. But this is a historic fact. People don't travel outside, in most cases, because Europeans travel all over the world to create mayhem and wreak havoc all over the planet. But in most cases, the Chinese people didn't leave China and go much further than Mongolia and India. The Japanese went over and bothered people in Korea and China. They didn't travel all the way around the world to do this. Africans didn't travel all the way around the world and populate the earth so they can create mayhem and dismay. It just doesn't. In most cases, it didn't work like that. But the European, at one point they were bragging about it, saying the British Empire, the sun never sets on the British Empire. That meant no matter where the sun was up, we had taken over and colonized. But by and large, you only war with people who are near you. People don't travel to war. People explore to find out things. You don't leave your neighborhood to go bust out windows at other neighborhoods, because this is not what people do in most cases. Whether you're of European descent or not, that's just not what you do by and large. But they want you to believe that you have some patent on destruction, dismay, mayhem. No, you don't. But for whatever reason, yours is shown on TV more. I even had my man D. Great confirm it in the midst of a conversation this week. So when you hear these things, the reason I played that clip earlier in the show is to show you that it's not over. And see, what we need to do, and the fact that you guys, I don't know if you guys have heard, I would like to see a show of hands if you've seen or heard that clip that I played earlier about the young man getting harassed at Walgreens here in Chicago, Illinois, the police being called on him, what I call a terrorist attack. Because when the police call on people that look like me, a lot of times you end up dead. Or in recent history, you end up dead. So my thing is this. If you haven't heard that, why not? Why not? You know why not? Because Walgreens is one of the biggest brands in the United States of America. And if we start taking our ass on a regular basis to CVS, or start making Jeff Bezos even richer by shopping exclusively online at Amazon.com and then get the Prime and get that free delivery, Walgreens already lost 10 points in the stock market when he announced that they were going to be delivering drugs to your house, your prescription drugs to your house. But see, this is why I always say, oh man, let's not boycott. Let's boycott. No, let's not announce a boycott, even though I'm announcing it right now. But just talk to your friends about it. You know, did you see what happened at Walgreens in Chicago? Maybe we need to start messing with Walgreens. And then Walgreens have to come to us, people like the sister, like the elder Joe Madison, come to the sister Karen Hunter, come to the brother Clay Kane, and people like that, and then have them address us because they're carrying the water for the community right now. I understand that the Action Network with the brother Al Sharpton, that's cool, and Tamika Mallory. Shout out to Tamika Mallory. Mad love, salute to her. Marie Favors, and those people doing Sunday Civics on Sirius Satellite Radio on Sundays, teaching you about what's going on, and me as well. I'm not just you. But these are the things that we just need to talk about amongst each other and spread the word. You know, same way we spread the word on that foolishness that happened in our communities. We can spread the word on stuff like this. See, because when Cardi B wants to spend 80K on a purse, what they call Black Twitter set the deck up. And then they said some things that made sense to me. They was like, know your audience. You know, folks out here ain't paid their rent, and you out here spending 80K on a bag. Cardi clapped back, but then she said, y'all right. I shouldn't be on that, whatever. And it was easily done. So we need to be talking about stuff like this as well. Because if you got the audacity to call the police on a person that's shopping, you're the security guard. That's your job to say, hey, sir, can I get somebody that, if you think, can I get somebody, a clerk or a stock person to assist you in finding what you need? Oh, no, I'm cool, bro. I'm in here every day. The situation is diffused, but he called the police and he attempted to get old boy destroyed. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not trying to hear it. When you call the police on somebody black, you talking about hurting that person. And I don't want to hear about no good cops. My man LeDon is listening. He a cop. My man Dan is listening. He a cop. I understand. But, hey, guess what? The reason this man called the police on this brother in a Walgreens for shopping is because he was black. He saw a black man doing something that he didn't think black people should do, and he called the police on him. He grouped him in with all the thugs and the hoodlums and the criminals that the police that the mainstream media portray us as, and he lumped them in. He didn't give him credit for being an individual. So sorry, police officers. Y'all get lumped in too until y'all start snitching on your brethren. And that's just it. We can play that game. We can go back and forth. And we act a fool and all that, man. Because we are under attack. And when y'all believing Joe Biden, let me stop right there. I voted for him. I voted for him and Kamala Harris. Okay? So I'm not above reproach. I'm not saying, see, you dummies did this and I did it too. But when y'all thinking Joe Biden is the answer to y'all problems, he's not. I'm telling y'all, I said this on Big Illinois Show, the Backyard Podcast on Wednesdays. I've said it on this show several times, and I said in traditional conversation. Joe Biden is a placemat for who we really need in there. And the reason I say that is because your man Joe Biden was in front of the world and said, America is back. Really? Really? And then I see him on TV keep losing his train of thought while the sister Kamala Harris is reminding him she feeding him information. My man probably he a couple eggs short of a dozen. That's all, but let's not forget that Joe is not our friend. Joe is not our friend. Joe is not our friend. Joe Biden is not our friend. Thank you. My man Big Illinois just said Joe Biden is going to be a one-term president, and we should make sure he is. We should make sure he is, because he's not our friend. We have no friends in DC, unless you count these new people who just been put in by us, because we're gonna hold them to their word. Those are potentially. Those are our allies. They're not our friends. Correction. We have no friends. As I was stating, we have no friends. Not in politics. A politician is an employee that is forced to bend to your will because you put them there. But if you think Joe Biden making statements like America is back, what's different, Joe? People still can't pay their rent. You still got this damn pandemic running wild like a child in a walker. You still got people out in these streets. You still got people starving. Ain't nothing changed, blood. But it has for you, because you got the job that you failed at getting 3 previous times. The homie just said, no offense, but we have to get rid of the government. Get rid of the government and all the old white dudes. That's exactly correct. And these sucker ass brothers and sisters too. Don't forget them, brother. I don't know if you want your name out there. I'm gonna respect your anonymity. But yeah. I found out there's a town called Murdoch in Minnesota where they approved a permit for a white-only church. Not surprised, sounds crazy, but I'd rather know where they are and know where these bigots stand. I'm totally with that brother right there, RC. And you know what? Big Illinois too, man. I know you ain't scared. You ain't scared how your name out there, brother. But these are the things that we need to be paying attention to. These are the things that we need to be paying attention to, brothers and sisters, because it's not going to change. It's not. You have to be on alert. The number one issue, in my opinion, in regards to race relations in the United States of America is not white people. It's black people assuming that your friends and family members who are of European descent represent their friends and family members. See, just because you got a cool white homie, and it's a cool white man, or you got a cool white coach or neighbor, don't mean everybody think like them. See, we got to stop doing that, because all black people ain't cool. All black people ain't cool. So damn sure no. See, look, here we go. If you want to fight me on that, go ahead. Yeah, I don't care. Fight me. That's your choice. You can disagree. But if it was as many white folks that's good as you assume, why has it taken 157 years to not get equality? Let's just keep it funky, man. We're talking about 244-year-old country, and 157 of those years you were quote unquote set free. And here we are 157 years later, and nothing has changed. 157 years ago, they created the Democratic Party. This was the party of the white nationalists. They was the white nationalist party at the time. Republican Party was the fake, was the dudes who was fake like they are allies. That's why you got a lot of people like Condoleezza Rice and others that are Republicans, because they know their history, not because they suckers and sellouts. But Democratic Party had the government fund what we know is the Ku Klux Klan now. Here we are. You got the White Nationalist Party. At this point, there's the Republican Party. The other group, White Nationalists, they soft white nationalists. Shout out to Dr. Greg Carr, got that from him. They soft white nationalists now. But they are signing up, and they are letting these groups pop up all over the place. Another example is this. Why in the hell is it so difficult to sign an anti-lynching bill? So y'all cool with lynching? Y'all cool with lynching? See, these are the things, these are the identifiers of who's racist and who's not. Who's down for the cause, who's not. Who's want to help you and who don't. Because lynching, by and large, affected two groups in this country. The first group is the First Nation that was here. The First Nation people. Because they not Indians and they not Native Americans, because this shit was called something before they got here. So we don't call them First Nation. And then the brothers and the sisters. Those are the only two groups of people who've been affected by lynching. And that's why white people are not going to sign. That's why they're dragging their feet on this anti-lynching bill. Don't tell me you're not racist if you are not pushing to get that bill signed. If you are not doing everything you can to stop people from getting lynched in the country, and you are supposed to be the figureheads that make everything go right, you are a bigot. There's no other way around it. We're not going to soft shoe this. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But they want you to believe, we'll pull them up by your bootstrap. Y'all stole my damn boots. You stole my boots. You broke my damn arms and stole my boots. So even if I still have my boots, you done broke my damn arms. I can't pull the straps up. Pull them up out of my straps. Or if you stole my boots, I'm just out here barefoot. So that's what these dudes run around here saying. And again, speaking of these politicians and speaking of what the homie Big Illinois said, these old white dudes don't get fooled, because I am going to make a prediction that is going to it's going to come true in 3.5 years. Mitt Romney is a slicker, better looking, more articulate, more acceptable Donald Trump. Because look, if you can have a dude who's rude, who's cruel, who's disrespectful, has no regard for the status quo and how you're supposed to fake it till you make it, what happens when you get a guy who knows the game and knows how to play the game? Guess what happens? The banana is slowly slipped into the tailpipe. I'm just saying. When you get somebody who knows how to play the game, then he can run the white nationalists get down and slip it right past you. Another lady, it's that lady Nikki Haley. She's an Indian woman. Said she's never been faced with discrimination, and then said we had to. Then I got discriminated against because I was Indian. See, but people don't pay attention to that because people listen to respond. People major in the minors. They listen and hope that you will make a slip up, and they go, aha, see, told you. But you ain't even hear this lady stand in front of the entire United States of America at the Republican National Convention and say, I've never been discriminated against in America. My parents came over here facing discrimination. You see what I'm saying? But don't nobody, and that's why you know CNN ain't your friend. We gonna get a sister Rashida Jones who's slacking MSNBC. I'm gonna hold judgment, but ABC, CBS, and the rest of those dudes, nope. Because if you were really about reporting the news, you're really about disseminating information that will benefit the population, if you're really about doing your job, she was supposed to be destroyed. See, we've gotten to the point where lying ain't that bad. Another thing, we got to start speaking the same language. Y'all think we speak English, and we all speak English, but we don't all speak the same language. You think your friends speak the same language as you, and most of them don't. So listen to this doctor earlier this week, and she made me understand why potentially I have so many issues with people. Because she did a study, and it was a small study, and it may not even be applicable to the conversation, but it made me realize something, and hopefully it'll do something for you as well. According to this lady, we are in a world where people don't speak the same language, and that's why we have so many problems. And what she meant by that is this. She gave these examples. She said, when you say always, what's the percentage of always? And in her little situation, the people answered always is 60%. How How can always be 60%? That don't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Always is 60%. How could that possibly be? Always is 100%. She asked another question. What's more than likely? They said 50-50. If you think it's a 50% chance when somebody says more than likely, you speaking a different language than me, because when somebody says more than likely, I'm thinking 80%. More than likely. More times than it won't happen, it will. When you say always, I think 100%. Call me crazy, damn it. But when you living in a world that thinks that way, this contributes to the confusion between people that's going on today. Because if you're thinking more than likely, and it's still a chance for you not to make it, then damn it, it's over. It's honest. It is honest to God over. If you think more than likely is only 50% of the chance. Because that makes no sense. But that shows that we're speaking two different languages. If you're speaking two different languages, then that's one of the problems that we have. Another problem is, look, man, nobody should be allowed to be disrespected. You shouldn't disregard anybody's feelings. You shouldn't overlook anybody. You shouldn't do any of that stuff. But I was talking to a real good friend this week. Been my friend since 1985. Real good person. And we were talking about this situation in which this woman takes money out of her own pocket, goes to the homeless folks in Los Angeles. She handed out food. She's handing out soap. She's handing out shampoo. She's handing out clothing. And there was a transgender person, looked like a woman, identified as a man. And she said, "Have a good day, queen." And this person responded, "I'm a man," and got an attitude. Nobody should be disrespected. But at some point, can we just have some damn understanding? You look like a woman. I don't know what's going on in your head, and I'm here to help you. I understand there's people that out here that make fun of these people, the transgender community. It's people that attack the transgender community and bring harm. But I'm not handing you food and supplies and insulting you more times than not. We've gotten to the point where people cannot make a mistake. You should have just said this. Or I could have just stayed my ass home and not giving you anything, and then you could potentially still be suffering. Me and my homie, me and Ray Ray's sister, real good person. She understood I didn't, but I just think at some point we need to have some understanding of what's going on. I don't know what's going on in your head. I'm going by what you look like. I'm going to address you how you look. If I make a mistake, you say, "Hey, I'm not that," and then you move forward. Perfect example is when you watch NBC Sports, you see a man by the name of Mike Tirico. He looks like a black man. Mike Tirico says he's 100% Italian. Mike Tirico will damn near fight you if you call him a black man. He says he's from, I can't forget the city in New York. I'll look it up as we talk. But Mike Tirico says he's not a black man. If he wasn't famous, you would think Mike Tirico, when you saw him, was a black man. But he says he's not. All I can do is respect him. He's from Whitestone, New York. He must have had a hell of a time growing up because he looks like a black man. But he says he's not. He says he's 100% full-blood Italian, and he doesn't look that way. But all I can do is take his word of it. Because as you'll hear at the end of the show, you'll hear something about this general by the name of Hannibal Barker. He made it so a lot of people don't look what they might be. So Me knowing history, I understand that Mike Tirico has an opportunity to have some African lineage in him centuries ago, and then it pops up. That's the way it works sometimes. That's why you have an albino child every once in a while. That's why you wake up with blue eyes. Some black people have gray eyes, green eyes, blue eyes. Hey man, it shows up. Who am I to say he's not? Mike Tirico would know if he's black if he goes his ass to Murdoch, Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that in Murdoch, Minnesota, as the homie RC just pointed out, they petitioned to get an all-white church. Lets you know it's nothing changing. It's not going to change. And stop assuming that, again, I'm going to end this segment with stop assuming all white people are like your white friends, family members, co-workers that are real deal. They keep it 100 with you. It's not that case. That's the exception, not the rule. Call me a pessimist. I understand. Oh, man, you tripping rap. Everybody ain't not like, man, it is that way. But, hey, better you take it from my big loud mouth than to get a stick upside your head. I'm just saying, man, we all have people from other cultures in our family. We do. And we all have people from other cultures that are good people who are not who don't judge you in accordance to what your skin looks like or who you pray to or who you lay down with. We all do. But we all know it's more people that don't than do. Because it goes both ways. So if you have a little bit of discrimination in your get down, then you might be in the same pot. It goes both ways. The difference is the discrimination that you experience, you can't stop nobody from getting the crib. You can't stop somebody from getting a job. You can't stop somebody from doing what they want to do, and discrimination going the other way, they can. So, again, if you can either take it from rap and say, hey, it is what it is, or it can slap you in the face later on in life and you can be like, you can be angry. Because I've been saying what I'm saying 100% of my life. When I got old enough to be able to express my opinion and not care what other people say, I started saying what I'm saying. I'm 50. So, there it is. Rest in peace to Marquita Ferguson. She's 27. She was killed by Shane Pelosi. The reason I'm bringing this up is to reaffirm what I just said. This is a white man who killed a black woman. He shot her dead, was arrested, and bragged that he needed to teach her a lesson. As far as we know, they don't know each other. As far as we know, they don't know each other. But this is what I'm saying, man. Everybody is not our friends. Everybody's not our relatives. Everybody's not our co-workers that are cool from another culture. You have some sick, demented individuals out here who want to cause you harm because the television told them that you were wild, and told them you were an animal, and told them you were uncontrollable, and told them that you were impulsive and dangerous. And he's a perfect example of that. Sisters, stop traveling alone. Sisters, when you get home, if you have a significant other, if you are walking to your house and it's dark outside, why don't you call a family member who's in the house and ask them to watch you get out of your car? Period. It is not a cool situation out here now. It's not. Brothers really need to be walking in groups, but I know brothers ain't gonna really do that. But you need to be walking in groups too. Because we're living in a world in which even if you are armed, are you really prepared to have a shootout in the middle of your neighborhood or in the middle of downtown or wherever somebody attempts to accost you? You can walk around with a gun all day. Do you have the testicular fortitude to, as we say here in Chicago, up that missile and let it whistle? Most people do not. You walk around with a gun all day. And guess what? Even if you have the testicular fortitude to do that, we're saying you're not going to get shot first. So a gun is an option, and maybe it shouldn't be your first option. That's all I'm saying. But be careful out here in these streets, man. The reason I want you to be careful out here in these streets is because you got people like Rush Limbaugh, who's 45, 50 seconds after his death. He got one foot on a banana peel, the other foot on a can of oil. He about to slip into darkness any day now. He got stage 4 cancer. They saying it's over for you, Rush. Hey man, they got that war song, Slipping in the Darkness, playing every time he walking into a room. But before he check his wicked, evil, devil ass out, he literally was on his show recently committing treason. Rush Limbaugh has ignited another group of goofballs. I know they doing it in California, and I know they doing it in another, I think it's Louisiana, but I know they doing it in California. They calling themselves New Californians because they want to secede from the Union. The last time I heard secede from the Union was a little more than 157 years ago. It was about 166 years ago. They called it the Civil War. And the last time I checked, if you're trying to start a secession campaign, I'm not a legal expert, but I will be on the phone with somebody who does know. And I should have called them before this. But just remind hundreds of episodes of Matlock and Law and Order, and I got a criminal justice degree myself. That sounds like treason to me. When you're talking about succeeding from the Union, it sounds like treason to me. So if you're committing treason on live air, where's the Department of Justice? Where are the people in Congress? Where's Nancy Pelosi? Where are all these white guys who oppose to racism and discrimination and bigotry? Why ain't they on his ass like Funk on a bomb? He should spend his last days at a federal penitentiary for inciting treason. He should be like when Thomas Jefferson and his vice president had a shootout on the White House, and Thomas Jefferson had to put that thing on. Yeah, for treason, bro. It was actually insurrection, but treason and insurrection is the same thing. You're going against the government. But nobody's saying anything. This is why I keep telling y'all, hey man, these people who are pretending to have your back, they don't. They just don't. We can pretend it's all good and oh yeah, man, yada yada yada, and not everybody. Because you know, if somebody listening to this or who's going to listen to this, they're gonna say, hey, not everybody. Yeah, everybody. It's a lot of them though. It don't have to be everybody. Because look at it this way. If you go home and the food is eaten by one of your relatives, all the food, everybody don't need to eat. You ain't eating. And everybody ain't gotta be like this. But if enough people follow his lead, you are in jeopardy. But at the end of the day, California ain't gonna recede. New York ain't gonna recede. And maybe, just maybe, these states like Atlanta, who push a lot of money in the federal government, Georgia push a lot of money into the federal government, New York, California, and some of the other richer states, if they say, go ahead and succeed, but give us all our money back. Because see, without California, New York, and some of these big time, these money making states, Mississippi, Kentucky, and a lot of those quote unquote red states was sinking to the abyss. That's the stupidest thing. See, these people are willing to do something that will affect them before it affects anybody else. The people who support you live in some of the poorest areas in the United States of America. If states like California say, skip you, we ain't giving you our federal money no more. If New York say, skip you, we ain't giving you our federal money anymore. They'll have to close shop in Kentucky, Mississippi, places like that, where the most hate lives. So this people are willing to harm themselves to try to get at you. White nationalists, bigots, racists, and hate mongers are literally or figuratively willing to drink acid and watch you die. Bananas. Joe from Houston on the Tuesdays, the End of the Bench Sports Podcast, asked a question about losing money. And it led me down a rabbit hole. And I said, in entertainment, you probably lose the most money. The very next day, I went down this rabbit hole. And what did I hear? I heard that Bob Dylan sold his entire... Bob Dylan, I think he's about 75, 80 years old right now. Bob Dylan is one of the more famous... I don't know about best. I never listened to him. You know, I'm not going to pretend. I know who he is. I have never listened to a Bob Dylan song, have no interest in listening to a Bob Dylan song. You wouldn't catch me dead in the zoo listening to a Bob Dylan song. He from up there where my man RC is, Duluth, Minnesota. Only thing I really know about Bob Dylan is I remember seeing him on 60 Minutes, and he pretty much admitted that he sold his soul to the devil so he could be rich. Did I believe it? I don't know. I was just like, wow, he's a weirdo. I'm out. Bob Dylan is 79 years old. He sold his entire catalog for $300 million. Now, his catalog is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and all this, Pandora, for free in regards to him. Yeah, he's 79 years old. From what I understand, his kids are set for life, but he just gave away generational wealth. And to answer Joe's question, this is what I was talking about, Joe, and anybody who listens to the show on Tuesday. If the entertainment, the music business gets you screwed every time. And it's because, in my personal opinion, people don't respect IP. IP is short for intellectual property. Intellectual property is things that you create that other people cannot create. Most people that run record labels cannot write songs. They cannot sing or create record labels or run record labels. They cannot create songs. They cannot sing. They cannot play instruments. They are probably, more than likely, they are failed musicians running those companies. And you sign contracts like the one that Dave Chappelle signed, the one that Sheik Luch and the Locks, and you know, Sheik Luch and the Locks, and like a lot of other people signed, because, to quote Fonte and Big Pooh from Lil Brother, the reason our second album didn't go down is because we had everything prepared and we didn't let the record label treat us like stars. But when my man RC just said, Lil Wayne sold his for $100 million. When you are dealing with these people, they don't have the ability to create. When people like Lil Wayne, they see $100 million and they go, wow, $100 million. It's the equivalent. Me and the homie Big Chris was talking about 6 months ago. Shout out to Big Chris. And we were talking about corner stores. Me and RC who just made that comment, we talked about it too. People don't really look at things for the right now. They look at things for the right now, not for the future. Intellectual property is the most powerful and valuable thing you can have. Going forward, if Bob Dylan's song is played in, let's just say, Coming to America is using Coming to America 2 use a Bob Dylan song. Why would they use it? I don't know, but that's just the first movie that popped in my head. Sue me. But if they used a Bob Dylan song, or like in the 80s, Nike used the song Revolution by the Beatles in their Air Max ad. The Beatles were getting paid, or the people on their catalog at that time were getting paid. I think it was Michael Jackson, but that's neither here nor there. The Beatles were not getting paid for that, and this is one of their more popular ads. Every time you turn around, you saw that orange Air Max hitting the mud, say you want a revolution, bam. These people We're getting paid off your intellectual property. Lennon or McCartney wrote those songs. They are not getting paid. As a matter of fact, this is what fractured the relationship between John Lennon and Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson purchased his masters. But when you don't have the ability to write a song like Revolution, perform a song like Revolution, and make it a hit, people own what you do. And this is what it's about. Black folks are black folks are some of the most creative people in the United States of America, in the world. And we consistently give away what is ours. We do. And we give it away, as RC just said, $100 million for Lil Wayne. But now, if you hear a Lil Wayne song in a movie, Lil Wayne don't get no money for it. If you don't think that's important, look at it this way. AT&T 4 years ago used a loop from a rapper that most of y'all don't even know. Most of y'all don't even know this dude. And when I heard it, I said, man, ain't that my man? And he was like, and I was like, yeah, that is him. I paid no attention to it until recently. I heard him speaking about it. I was like, he was like, hey man, they used my name. I sued their ass, and it's on. For the record, his name is Lord Finesse. Lord Finesse AT&T used Lord Finesse. Lord Finesse got a big bag of money for them just saying, looping in the back of that commercial, funky soul brother. Funky soul brother. That's a clip from his song. He sued the hell out of them. And bam, it's over. So when you are dealing with intellectual property, it is something that you need to hold and cherish near and dear to your heart. Period. Point blank, full stop, it's over. But we don't do that. As RC pointed out, $100 million. Back to the grocery store example. People don't look at a corner store as something that's valuable. Corner stores probably make about $1,500 to $2,000 a day, especially in the hood. You wouldn't think that, but they do. Candy, potato chips, odds and ends. Now some of them sell T-shirts, ice cream. Look, run to the corner and get me some butter. Run to the corner, get me some eggs. Run to the corner, get me some milk. So you're talking about $40,000 a month passing in and out of that store. Let's say they spend 20. Let's say they spend 25 on expenses. That's still $15,000 a month in your pocket. $15,000 a month in your pocket. But you had people in the 80s sell those very stores to other people for $200,000-$300,000 because those people had run those stores for years, and more than likely they had never put $200,000 in their pocket. And it's the 80s, and $200,000 was an amazing amount of money on top of the money that they had probably saved and bought other things with. Nobody wants to do this. Give me the money and I'm gone. And now they making $180,000 profit a month. They putting $180,000 a year. So intellectual property is just like that. You sell it for $300 million. They put this in the next Coming to America or the next big film that makes the next Black Panther, the next Coming to America or the next big deal film, and what happens? The film blows up. The song is being played. They get money every time the song is being played on TNT, HBO, CBS, and they get money into perpetuity, and you just gave away your money and your kids don't have anything. Understand, when you a big time star and you give away your intellectual property, or you a small time person, you give away your intellectual property for money that you perceive as a lot, and because I don't want a nickel and dime it, understand that money could go into a trust for your family into perpetuity forever. So you should always protect your intellectual property. Stop looking at the big picture. While I was listening to this program, the dude who wrote "I Want to Be Down" and a few of Brandy hits, he say those same people are coming at him right now, offering him a boatload of money. But I'm sure he's getting insane amounts of money, well, more money than he ever assumed he would get every month, because that song, those songs are hits. Period. Intellectual property has no value. It has no dollar amount attached to it. It has countless amounts of value that is being added every day. Just imagine how many times. Look at it this way: Law and Order is on all day, every day in the United States of America and around the world. The one with Ice-T and SVU. Imagine if the people on that show, Ice-T, the lady who's the star, who's been there since the beginning, and whoever else, just imagine if they just got $100 per episode that they're in every time it's played. And Law and Order marathons are on all day, every day on USA, on TNT and TBS and ION as well. Just imagine if they just got $100 an episode. You're talking about $12,000, $13,000 a day. And you willing to sell that? Oh man, we'll give you $30 million, sister. We'll give you $30 million a day. See, you 79 years old, and it ain't because my daughter got a daughter. My daughter's here. I got a younger daughter, and I got a granddaughter and grandsons potentially on the way. No, the people in my family gonna eat off this forever. But people don't look at it that way. They look at it like, hey, this is more money than I ever had in my life. And that's how they do you. That's how they do you. And this is why Dave Chappelle was on TV asking people, hey man, don't boycott the network, just boycott me. Because as many times as we love to watch the Dave Chappelle show, and many times as we watch reruns of it and we quote the Dave Chappelle show as part of the American conversation on a regular basis, he ain't even getting paid for his hard work. And like last week, Patar was saying he should have known, or Mike Tyson should have known better. But again, at what point do we stop make excuses of people that take advantage of people and start saying, you know what, you shouldn't be taking advantage of him, and I'm not going to deal with you as long as you take advantage of people that are like him. At what point does right is right and wrong is wrong kick in? And with that being said, I want to add this last and final piece to it. Nate Parker, he's back on the scene. He did a movie called, damn, I had a brain fart. God damn it, I can't think of this damn movie. Actually, a family member of mine is the damn movies about him. I can't think of the name of the movie right now. But Nate Parker is back. What is the name of this damn movie? Can't think of the damn name of the movie. But he did the Nat Turner movie a couple years ago. Birth of a Nation. Jesus. He did Birth of a Nation. And Birth of a Nation was an excellent movie about our ancestor and my actual ancestor, Nat Turner. He's a cousin of my grandma, my dad's mom. And he did an excellent movie about the brother Nat Turner. Showed you basically the rise and fall of Nat Turner, Showed you how, as he did what he did, he came to power, and he was subsequently exterminated by the racist people who had our people enslaved. The reason I'm bringing up Nate Parker is this. When Birth of a Nation came out, all of a sudden when he was at Penn State, he was accused of rape, came out, and basically his name was dragged through the mud, even though he was found not guilty. Even though it is someone who has done time for the rape and was convicted and never even contested it. He went to jail. Nate didn't. Because it was his friend, we ran his name through the mud and pretty much killed his momentum. Let's not allow this to happen again, because he has a new movie coming out. I've only seen the previews. It's called American Skin. This movie seems to be about a man whose son gets brutally murdered by a police officer for no reason at all, and he snaps. The reason I'm bringing this up is not to hail that or make it seem like that's the coolest thing in the world to do. I want us to support Nate Parker. Nate Parker is an excellent filmmaker, as he showed in Birth of a Nation. And he needs our support. So when it comes available, whether, more than likely it's not going to be in the theater due to this pandemic. More than likely it is not. But whenever it is released, I'm asking y'all, I understand people got fire sticks. I understand people got all this technology that allows you to circumvent the program of entertainment. But what I want to do is let y'all know that we need to support this dude and support him mightily, because Spike Lee is behind this and it looks like an excellent film, and we need to put the might of the black community behind it, kind of like when Tyler Perry comes out with a movie. Not saying that this is better or worse, not saying that his movies don't need to be supported, but I want you guys to support it just like you support Tyler, because if you want our stories to continue to be told, we must support them when they are told. And with that being said, I'm going to shut everything down. I'd like to thank y'all for the support. And for the record, today is tomorrow actually, but today is the 5th anniversary of me starting my show. I started my show 5 years ago because my mom made a suggestion to me. My mom was dying at the time. She made a suggestion. We had a conversation. I started the show. So salute to my mother. And salute to you guys for supporting me all these years. Salute to everybody in the chat room. Salute to everybody in the background. Salute to everybody, man. It's been a pleasure doing this. The audience has grown. I get a lot of texts saying great show. Get calls saying great show. And I really appreciate everything the listeners, supporters, friends, family members, or whoever. And the new people who've joined in to the End of the Bench family. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for making me put this in a better situation. And thank you, RC. And I'll see y'all Tuesday. Stay tuned. Some good information coming your way. Salute. Thank you for supporting Built for This Network. This is HRap B. I'm out. Good evening, family.
I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. In 247 BC, the year Hannibal Barca was born, the Carthage Empire was about 500 years old. Known as one of the greatest strategists in military history, the battles of Hannibal would strike a turning point in the history of the continent that will be called Africa.
Carthage had been settled by Phoenicians in North Africa near the current-day Tunisia. In his 1961 work, French historian Gabriel Adisio comments that he considered Hannibal to be a North African. The majority of the Punic populace seems to have had African, indeed Negroid, ancestry.
It is said that the Phoenicians were a Semitic people said to have migrated into northern Africa.
Archaeologists have found coins portraying Hannibal's Carthaginian features. Analysis of the coins found in Italy near the battle site of Lake Trasimene, where Hannibal's Carthaginian army defeated the Romans, shows an African man on one side with the characteristic strong African features such as curly hair, thick lips, and full nose. On the coin's opposite side are elephants. These coins were all carbon dated around the time that Hannibal was alive.
Hannibal's life was dedicated to fighting the Roman Empire. His father, Hamilcar, introduced him to the Roman wars and trained him in the Carthaginian army. Rome was always a threat to Carthage, and the Barca family fought against them throughout their lives. When Hamilcar introduced Hannibal to the army, he made him swear to maintain Rome as an enemy. After his father's death in the Mercenary War, Hannibal decided to fight to earn the lost respect of Carthage, and he traveled to Spain to seek support. It would not be long before Hannibal Barca soon integrated into the Spanish army, and his efforts paid off in a victory over Rome in the First Punic War. The fire in his heart to defeat Rome was real, and he kept his promise to his father to always fight Rome. His aim to earn respect and freedom for Carthage was also achieved. Make no mistake, Hannibal was not only an efficient and capable soldier, but he was also well educated, often proving that the pen is mightier than the sword. He was a great scholar. While his father taught him everything he needed to know about the military and war, his teachers were the key contributors to his all-around development. Hannibal made literary contributions mainly in the field of military books, but was also a keen observer of languages. As he spoke many languages, he committed many of his great battle plans to paper, and being such a military enthusiast, Barca created a manual for the defense of roads. Hannibal Barca was one of the greatest generals of the ancient world and came close to destroying Rome long before it became an empire.
His strategic methods and intelligence earned him the title of the Father of Strategy. Hamilcar, his father, taught him to respect his country, and this loyalty made Hannibal one of the greatest threats the Roman Empire has ever seen. Hannibal had an abundance of elephants in his army, most of which were African elephants. These elephants were much larger in size than the Asian elephants, which his enemies used. However, he rode on an Asian elephant, for he believed that the battlefield could be viewed best from that height. This particular elephant only had one tusk, thus it was named Surus. Hannibal felt an affinity with Surus as the elephant was missing a tusk, and Hannibal, who had lost an eye in a previous fight, also only had one eye. His elephant proved fatal to his enemies, as they were as efficient as any sword on the battlefield. These giant fighting machines were the forerunners and the model for the modern-day tank that is used in war today. Using elephants in battle gave Hannibal a huge advantage. In October of 218 BC, during the Second Punic War, Hannibal had arrived at the Alps. His soldiers were said to have stretched for more than 8 miles at the Alps foothills of the Roman Empire. Many of Hannibal's strategies and war tactics are still in use to this day. Hannibal's greatest victory came on the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC. The fact that the battle happened at Cannae was no accident. The Romans had used the ruined citadel as a food magazine for various critical items such as grain oil. Hannibal knew the importance of Cannae and began marching towards it from his camp, which was around 75 miles away. A food magazine is a military store for arms, ammunition, explosives, and provisions for use in military. Hannibal was aware that the Romans were still dependent on the grain in Italy. However, Hannibal's arrival at Cannae changed things. Once the Romans arrived and the fighting started, Hannibal's forces annihilated the Romans. To this day, the battle at Cannae is still believed to be the biggest loss of human life during a single day in battle history. Hannibal Barca belonged to a family whose legacy was marked by its military achievements, and Hannibal was able to continue this legacy with the respect he earned during his lifetime. He was amongst the greatest commanders-in-chief not only for his victories, but also for his attitude and bravery. The Black Excellence and Abundance Channel, where Black history is every day.
Thanks for watching. We ask that you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, thou art rich.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.